Tune in to Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi Network channel. May the sports be with you. Because I am the hero the Sports Jedi deserves, but not the one it needs right now. Long live Lexus King.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the Heel the Ring podcast here on the Sports Jedi Network as we continue our series interviewing the independent wrestlers all across the United States and our fellow Boricua. We're going to bring her in, but first let me say hello to my partner in crime. What's going on, Chris?
What is up, brother? Yeah, it's a great day. Another interview we got going on. A lot of things have happened on this Thursday. Aaron Rodgers is a Steeler. I'm sorry. I just wanted to throw that out there. I have to. But no, let's bring on our guest. This is a really good one. I'm excited.
From my beautiful part of the Bronx, the baddest, yes, viewer discretion, the baddest bitch in New York City, in the Bronx, the one and only Jaylah Heights. What up, Jaylah Heights? ¿Cómo está? Bienvenida.
How are you?
Doing well. We first and foremost, thank you for joining us. We would love. Oh, I appreciate it. I want to ask you first and foremost, and only give it to Chris. I'm gonna go first. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your background, and then we'll go right into some questions.
All right. Background: born in Puerto Rico, raised in Lower East Side, Manhattan. I went to school out there in the Bronx, but I mainly read my Lower East Side. I love the Lower East Side. That's where I really started becoming more myself and realizing how much wrestling is starting to take over.
Okay. Now, what made you fall in love with this beautiful art that's professional wrestling? For me, my grandfather showed me Lucha Libre back in 1984, before WrestleMania, and that bond that I have with my grandfather. I say that every stream, just watching and believing in wrestling was, all and all. How did you fall in love with this and made you to the point where you just now performing?
Ooh, okay. I would have to say it started with my cousins, because a big Puerto Rican family, big Puerto Rican family. We all was raised together, so we were always chilling around. We had a little game room, so we would have all the systems set up. We had all the action figures, all of that, and I never really caught on to it until probably 10, 11, I would say. My cousins were more into it, but I was just more in it for the action figures. But then 10, 11 more, the gear started turning, and then I was like, oh, maybe I kind of want to see what this is about. But then it didn't fully happen until I completely moved out here to Florida. Because while I was in New York, I didn't realize, growing up, I didn't realize wrestling something people could do for a living. It was just my favorite TV show I would tune into. So it never clicked in my head that people would do this. And then out here, I realized there's so many wrestling schools in Florida. And I wish I would have found some in New York, but I'm glad I found it out here and started out here.
All right, Chris, you go ahead. Chris.
Because while we're on that subject, did you, when you're trying to say, hey, I want to become a wrestler, I need to start training, I want to find a really good school, is that when you moved from New York to Florida to find the school, or was it already a school that you were in New York and then you went to Florida for a better one? How did your wrestling training start?
So my wrestling training started after I moved over here. Because while I was in New York, I was mainly dancing. Dancing was my first love before wrestling, but so it happened once I moved over here. About a year and a half after I moved over here, there's a show called CCW that they run around all over Florida, and that's my local show here. That's the closest one to me. So I would just go month after month, and then after 4 or 5 months, I'm like, how do I sign up? Where do I go? And they're like, oh, my school is down in Miami. I live in Kissimmee. That's 3-4 hours. That's deep as
Yep.
Oh, I can't do that. So he was like, just look up the closest wrestling schools and go. Don't think about it, just go.
So when you got into the ring, how did it, you're in there, let's go. How did it feel to, get training? What were some of the things that you picked up quick? And what maybe some of the things that you didn't pick up kind of quick? How was that all experience being in the ring for the first time for you?
I'm glad I train at the House of Champions. They literally let you see the whole facility before you even join. They have
Oh, that's beautiful.
workout machines. They have 2 rings now. They have a sauna, a cold plunge. Like it's literally like a small version of the performance center. Like everything they had was just like it was beautiful. So once I once I got there, the first day I signed up. Like there was no in. It's like I was like, I meant to do this. Like I have to. And I would say mainly because of my dance background, rolls, bumps, all that, I got so easy.
Nice.
Right, yeah, especially when you're doing like the spins and like because you're dancing, you know how to fall and all that stuff. When how would I say this? Like now that you know so much, you've been in this for a while, you've been training for a while. Have you seen the real improvement since the beginning? Because you look really great.
Thank you. I would say definitely more in my confidence. Not really. Now I wouldn't say like skill wise because I still have the same moveset I first started off. Although it looks cleaner now, I would have to definitely say my confidence has definitely built up since I first started.
Go ahead.
All right, the school you're in, the House of Champion, that's in Longwood, right? I'm in Orlando, Florida. I'm not far from you. I'm over on the east side of Orlando, on the other side of the airport by Chickasaw and Lee Vista area. So
okay.
and I worked Davenport and Kissimmee area. I go to probably drive right by where you live most of the time there. Where my point is being in Coastal Championship Wrestling, so you must have been going to the Son of the Beach, Old Town, checking all that out, and yeah, so. Great. So we kind of familiarized with that journey there. That's small world, but you're getting into this. You're committed. You're going all full throttle. You're up and down. You're getting to adjust to the professional wrestling style. The whole. What is the challenging in the beginning? What is the most challenging? Is it the physical grind or the mental grind to do this?
I would definitely have to say mental. It's definitely, although it seems more physical than mental, it's definitely more mental than physical. Because even on days where like I honestly don't want to show up to training, those are the best days to go. Like I've regained my confidence so many times on days where like I don't want to do anything, and then I force myself to go to training, and I come back feeling like I can take over the world. Like it's like
Nice.
Just being in that environment just uplifts you and just helps you want to do more and become more. Like.
Okay. Who are some of the trainers that you lean towards right now? Like anyone particular that who is the one or many persons that you go to? Like can you critique my smooth set? Where do do I bump a certain way? Did I bump incorrectly? Why doesn't it look sharper? Who's that go-to persons that you go to?
My go-to person would be my main coach, Kakoa. He nitpicks everything, and I love the way his brain works. Like little things like how you would bump, or like little tweaks of how to run, or like to make sure you're moving. Like if we were to do like a drill, and there's like a bandero, and we had to like turn a certain way and like hit a certain rope, he nitpicks every little thing. And although some people, I don't know, for some people they don't like it, but I would rather a coach that's like on top of me and tells me what I'm doing wrong, instead of just like glorifying what I'm doing right, because that's not really helping.
You're not learning. You're not improving. Right. I like that answer, and that's a great repertoire that you have someone that you confident when they criticize you and you're not taking offense to it. You're looking at somewhere to build you up, to improve. Because look, let's face it, we're all called in this life to improve, regardless of any walk of life or anything we do. We always want to get that level of excellence and continue maintaining that level of excellence. I like that approach. I like that mindset that you have. Great job there on that. And I also saw you had a couple of matches in Riverview. I have family in Riverview down that way over here, so Big Bend area. So it's funny because it's a small world. When your travels, I look at that, it's like, wow, from the Bronx and New York, here in Orlando, now you're training, now you're wrestling all over the part. That is great there. Chris, I'm gonna give this one to you there. Pepper, question away.
Yeah, we're talking a lot about New York and Florida. Has there been any places that you've wrestled outside of those two states? And well, if not, what are some of your favorite towns or places to wrestle?
Right now, I'm slowly just starting to like branch out and like go out of state. So right now, the only other place I wrestled in was Georgia.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I had fun in Georgia.
No, Georgia. I like Georgia. Anything down south because I think they're really crazy for wrestling. Have you taken notice that between the fans and in the Northeast? Because I live in Pennsylvania. All my family lives in Orlando, but I grew up here in Pennsylvania. So knowing like right down the street from Philly, like the Northeast, like there's really popular. It's a big group of wrestling fans. They're really into it. I only go to Florida once a year for 3 or 4 weeks, so I don't really know how the fans and how do you see the difference between the New York and the Florida fans? I know you haven't had much. You said you haven't had much in New York because you went to Florida, but you grew up there. You were a fan. I know you have a bunch of family that were fans. Do you see a difference there?
I feel
especially yeah.
There's a difference. I feel like anywhere you go to, like every location has a different crowd. Like some crowds are mainly into like the sports of it, and more people are into like the entertainment of it. So it's kind of more like I like to see how the crowd is like the match before, or like when the show's starting, kind of like peek through the curtains a little, trying to see how like feel like the crowd a little, just to see what they're into, and then try to turn myself in a way where I can get myself either over with them or like get them to hate me.
And I think getting over with the crowd, especially in the independent, especially as a female wrestler, that's the most important thing. Because we talked with our guest yesterday, and I want to ask you the same thing. What do you feel like? How difficult or how a challenge is it for you to make sure that the crowds are engaged with your match or the person you're going against? Because our guest yesterday, she said it was a little bit of a challenge, but sometimes it could be because you know how some people could be about women's wrestling. They might not be too much into it. That might be like their break or something, which I think is bullshit. But how hard is that for you to, or how's the challenge to, make sure that when you're in front of these crowds, like you just said, you want them to feel you, you want them to get over. How's that? Do you feel like that's a little challenging as a female independent wrestler?
I feel like it's a huge, like, it's so difficult. Cause like you get those like sympathy, like girl comes out, oh yay, like they're not even who's heel or not. They're just cheering for the fact that there's a women's match going on. That's why like I love being heel, because I love to get in everybody. I'm talking crap to everybody. Like, or either if you're not entertained or not, I'm gonna bug you until you are. Like in the last show in Georgia, there was a girl on her phone or whatever, and I had just came up, and I'm like, I literally put her phone down with just my finger. In front of you, you pay attention. So like, drop your phone, and like, it's hard when they aren't as entertained, because then you're trying to struggle and pull what you can. And that's why I love not to keep dropping them, but that's why I love the House of Champions, because they also do besides their promo class, they do what you call it?
Psychology?
Not psychology. Damn, I just had the name of it too. Improv.
Okay.
Improv. So it helps me more work on the fly than to go by like a script or like have certain like points after.
Beautiful.
When I'm just doing improv, I can do whatever as long as it fits with my character.
Right, because you don't know what the crowd reaction. You want to base your things sometimes based off the crowd reactions, and you can't script it. You can't script it. And I think that part's very important, Kev. That part is very important.
Absolutely. And I told our guests that this year, I'm gonna tell you this again. If the crowd is not into it or they're unattentive, there could be that one scout, that one person either from the WWE, TNA, AEW watching your match to offer you a developmental contract. And just put that in your head. I'm performing, even if I'm entertaining, just that one person is that one person that could change your life. I said it here when we do our interviews. We don't know who's listening. They could be that one person who could offer us a opportunity in a bigger platform. So we try to give it our best, regardless if there's any one person watching our show currently or 1,500. We're going to go at it because never know who is listening and watching. So also, I'm glad that you're improvising and you're using that to your skill set. I love it. And you answered the question that I was going to follow up was, do you like working as a baby face or a heel? Because with that moniker of the baddest of New York City, the baddest bitch from the Bronx, I kind of like that heel in there.
Yeah, I would love to stay heel. If I could just stay heel, I would only be heel. Like, that's why I wanted that moniker too, is because like, although I could kind of flip it and be face, it's more of a like, I'm stepping up to everybody and anybody. Like whoever wants smoke, I'm with it. Like
that's right.
I'm holding on nothing. And it's like even in the previous matches, I was even wrestling some of the guys at the House of Champions because there was no other females there. So especially with having that moniker, it helped me build up so much because they're like, oh wait, now she's fighting with the guys now. Oh, hold up. So I feel like it helped bring more attention to the women's division there. And that's why we have such a big roster now.
I've got a clip that I'm going to show, and I also have a question from my chat that I would like to ask you. Let me first show this clip because you were speaking about that exact stop, which I grabbed it from your Instagram, but I want the audience to see. 2, 1!
Making her way to the ring, Jaylah! Amazing maneuver. That is why I call Jaylah Heights the HOC's. Someone get her out of here! The HOC's feminine phenomenon. Oh! Nephew! GMJ has been in.
What elimination there. It's like it was a Royal Rumble type of deal. You came there like a house of fire with the moonsault, the clothesline, elimination there, and you're scrapping with the men because that's how you do it when you're from the Bronx. Gender don't have no name when you got to open up an ass whipping. I love it. I've got a question from one of our person on the chat, Ethan. He's an inspiring wrestler. What advice would you give a new wrestler who only has a few matches and promos so far and trying to get their confidence and style?
I would say for promos, definitely grab the nearest mirror to you. I literally do promos in the bathroom. Like, talking to yourself in the mirror is the best way to get over, because I'm even someone who I'm a little afraid of talking in public or public speaking. So I try to use anything I can, even if I'm just like talking to like the wall or something. I'm trying to how you say it, like make it become second nature to where like when you are doing your promos and you are in that moment already, you're not thinking about the crowd, you're just saying your lines and you're just doing you.
Makes sense. Chris?
Yeah, I got a question. Looking at I want to know, what are some of your favorite matches you've had up to date? Whether it could be against anybody, it could be multiple. What are some of your favorite matches you've had? Because I saw that clip before. I knew we were going to air the clip. I saw it back there. I think it's great. And so I'll ask you the follow up. But what are some of your favorite matches up to date?
My favorite matches right now, I would have to say, definitely me against Armando, the medal at the House of Champions. We had a really good one-on-one. We had a storyline going into it too, so it really built a whole moment for it.
Yeah.
And the match went so clean, so smooth. We talked throughout the whole time. And my second match would have to be me against Kelsey Reagan at Proving Ground. That was
I love that because, again, I want to know this because how important, when you're in the ring with somebody, again, our guest talked about this yesterday, and I think it was a very good, saying. When you're in the ring, you want to make sure, both people are on the same page, opponents, you want to make sure you have that good dance partner. Who would you say is your best dance partner in the sense I don't know if you maybe had that yet in the sense of like a rivalry, but have you had, because you seems like a lot of your matches and stuff have a story going into it. So have you had that one rival yet, or is it still slowly on the rise with somebody?
I would say right now, Addison played. We started out together. I saw her training at the House of Champions, and that made me want to go to that school because, like,
Yeah.
Things were a little. Give it at that. Seeing her there and like building her and like getting to build that bond with her, and like we're so close. So like our matches, we would hit each other, like we would go in, like we would have nothing back. So definitely Madison Blake. That's
I love that, Kev.
Nice. I like that because you need it. You need that AKA Ric Flair, Ricky Steamboat type of deal. Like they say, you need that partner to go. You know, the yin and the yang, the Austin Rock. You know, if you want to compare something like that, I love that. I love to hear that on there. My next question, knowing that you're branching out slowly but surely, what's on your short-term goal coming up in 2025? Getting booked more across the state of Florida, up and down, or expanding a little bit out of your comfort zone, out to across the pond, maybe to Puerto Rico. Where would you like to take? You know, you got a full year. Where would you like to go in the short term and then long term? It could be a two-part question.
Okay. Short term, I honestly want to be everywhere and anywhere. Like, if I could be the female Matt Cardona, that's what I want to do. Like, I want to be everywhere and anywhere. You don't expect me to be anywhere, but I'm gonna be there. Like, I would definitely love to wrestle in Puerto Rico, Japan. Also, would love to go there. Even in states, Chicago, Atlanta. Atlanta's not too far. I think that's pretty much it. Like, I just want to branch out and go everywhere. That would be my short term. Long term, definitely to get some gold. Like, come on now, I need to get some belts on me.
All right, not bad. So, singles gold. I'm assuming you haven't done any. Have you done tag team wrestling?
I have, but not in like an official tag team. Like I've been throwing like random.
Just throw together and see if they mesh. Okay. All right. So I have another question. At this current time in your ring experience, are you already able to be a ring general, like call the matches, or do you still got to go over, you know, and go over with your producer, your coach, go over certain parts of the match, put together the match? It might be a little bit, if it's too behind the current, I will scrap that question as well. I don't want to go, I don't want to peel the current too much. But
right.
do you feel confident as being a ring general as well?
Ooh. I would say kind of, not really. I would always like to double check just so there's no like similar finishes or like endings or whatever.
Love that answer. Answer.
Yeah, and it's like, especially in women's wrestling, I feel like people just think we're gonna go for like quick pins. So when we go hit a move, I don't want to interfere with like what the guys are doing, and then we're pulling off the same stuff, you know.
And you're the second one in back-to-back days that mentioned that same thing, not copying and pasting your predecessors before you, because also the crowd, let's face it, they'll see it. This is the same thing I'm watching again. You don't want to lose the crowd. You want to try to get them ahs and ahs and tell your story. There might be something that in your story was on the other story, but you're going to make your own sazon, your own flavor to it, which I like that because you're thinking about that. That's also a good sign of ring general and awareness, because you're not, many times we hear from a lot of other folks from the upper levels pros, they don't critiquing, talents in the back don't watch the match. They don't care. They're on their phone. They're worrying about chasing the hug on social media. But meanwhile, you're talking about watching the matches prior to you. So you and your agents don't say, they did this in this match. We're not doing this. We're not going to do a Frankenstein off the top rope, Frankensteiner, because they did that in that match. We're going to take away. We got to do something different. I love that. I love that mindset. I love that answer, because you're showing your love and passion and understanding of not just you guys as a performer, as also your paying audience. Great answer, Jake. Great answer. Great answer.
Want to like do your finisher and then somebody else does it later on, and then they're kicking out to it. Because then it's like, oh, that just took out the last one, but then now this one's still going. So then although without me even being in the match, it defeats my finisher without me even being there.
Correct. Yes, I think that's something that gets lost in shuffle here, especially, one of the greatest moves in our generation was Shawn Michaels super kick. No one kicked out. Now they use that, it's a super kick in every match. So, we get that psychology, we get that understanding. I love that answer. It was a great one for Chris. You have a question? I've got a couple more, but I want to give you it.
Yeah, I'll ask this one before you go ahead, because I always ask. This is our series, Latino wrestlers. I saw that picture of the one you had on your Instagram where you had like a backwards hat and you had like the Puerto Rican flag and you had it like on your back. When it comes to like representing, our culture, because we're all Puerto Rican in this stream right now, how important is that for you to represent yourself? Because you do really good at it, with your gear.
I'll find it.
Yeah, you know what I'm talking. It's back there, but because I know which one I'm talking about. And you did like a action. You went like an action figure thing. Like if you were to do, it had like the Puerto. Like I love that, and that's why. This is why me and Kev want to do this, is to highlight our people, showcase our people. You guys represent us. How is that? How important is that for you? Because I feel like now is like the Puerto Rican culture and wrestling's being more embraced than ever. Because you see it with like Damian Priest, Santana's Puerto Rican weekend and House of Glory coming up. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like that's the exact picture. Thank you to Kev for being a great producer. That is the exact picture I'm talking about. Look at that. I mean, that's great. I mean, you're coming out, you're representing us. And we need more of that, especially now while the Puerto Rican wrestling scene's it's blowing up. So how important is that to you?
It's extremely important, especially growing up. I didn't really see a lot of people, or at least proud Puerto Ricans wrestling. Although they have been Puerto Rican wrestlers before, not a lot of them. Although they do mention that they are from Puerto Rico, I don't feel like they repped it as hard. And especially being from such a big Hispanic family, represent is everything. Like my family was the ones who they had the little Puerto Rican covers on the cars. We used to put the flag on the hood. Like it's just how I was raised up. I was always raised to be proud and like I'll be honored that like you're Puerto Rican. Or, like I don't know, it's something that just comes naturally. That's like just to have the flag around just means so much. Like.
No, it's important, and because again, I feel like now, like when you look back then, it's like you didn't know half of these people were of Puerto Rican or anything. Like it took until the Backlash 2023 show that WWE did to really put Puerto Rican wrestling mainstream. Like so, that's why I love talking to you guys in the independents, because you guys do it. You guys do it 10 times better than WWE and all those companies do it. Seriously, you don't see it. You see it with like one person or two, and they don't even acknowledge it. With you guys, you're doing it. Kev, would you agree with me?
I totally agree.
Like so, again, I that's why I love doing this, and that's the one question I wanted to ask you. Go ahead, Kev.
No, because to elaborate. When Carlito used to come out and Primo and Epico, they were from the Caribbean islands.
From the Caribbean, yep.
And I said this yesterday. I'll say it again. If you heard our series, why did we have to wait for someone who's not Puerto Rican to say he's from Dorado, Puerto Rico, from Cleveland in Logan Paul? Why? No, it should be from Puerto. If he's from they're from Puerto Rico. They say they're from Puerto Rico, not Logan Paul making a joke, buying land and not paying. I don't even want to go on a rant on that, but. It should be people from our descendant, our bloodline from our Puerto Rican, from the island, say they're from there. So I love that. I appreciate that you guys go out there, represent the flag, show your love for it from all parts. Also proud New Yorican as well, because it's a big thing, and the love that we have for this flag right here and representing what it means for that. Totally appreciate everyone up and down the scenes, from every walk of professional wrestling or even work that represents the island. I love it. I appreciate it. And let's keep showing the world that, yes, we don't just do boxing. We do wrestling. We do everything. So I love that. We could sing. We could do everything. We could be, so I love it there. So I appreciate that. Keep doing up that work. Keep representing La Isla and, of course, the Bronx. That's the word. Represent. Look, great things come. They say nothing comes out of the Bronx. Bullshit. We got 27 world champions in the Major League Baseball, and we all are champions from the Bronx. Let's talk about that.
Right.
Let's talk about that. That's right. The way Trick Williams said, let's talk about that. Chris, I know you're jumping on the bit for another question. Go for it.
No, yeah. What are your some? You know, we probably have it backstage. What are your some up and coming? You know, what are your favorite? Do you have any good matches that you're excited for? Do you have any opponents that you're looking to go after? I know you have kind of asked you about like championship gold, but when it comes to like, you know, your upcoming matches, is there any that stand out to you or that you would like to have a match with somebody in the future?
In the independent scene, I would have to think about who I would like.
Because you're in Florida. In Florida, there's a lot of people, and Kev knows this because he lives there. Like, and you do too, because you train down there. Like with House of Glory opening up in Orlando. I mean, there's going to be so many many opportunities for you to come. So I think anyone you name, it could happen. You got to speak into existence. I mean, we have over 1,000 people in this chat. Come on, somebody here has to make it happen.
Let me be a Paul Heyman, an advocate. Catalina Cruz. Walking around like your poop don't stink because you're next to the Lexus King. You're running around here with your NASCAR. You got Jalen Heights right here from the Bronx, you know, and she's gonna tell you a few things. She's the baddest one. She's gonna make you run down back to south to the border. So let's go. Let's book it. Let's go in the summer. Let's go. Atomic Legacy Wrestling. Let's go.
Right. I've passed her before, not wrestling wise, but I've met her a couple times at CCW. So I wouldn't mind that one.
There you go. Aaliyah James. We're coming for you.
Go ahead.
Hey, I'm gonna cause some trouble here. I don't know.
Right. No, I'm ready for all of it. I ain't backing down on nobody.
Yeah, look at that. Now I don't want to call out because she was very nice with us. She was great, a friend to the program, but also a Helis, Valentina Vasquez, looking for opponents. She needs to get booked. If HOC has a room for her, she wants to come down and wrestle in Florida as well. She's looking for bookings. You want some bookings, and she was champions for over 622 days for Victory Pro Wrestling. So there's championship pedigree in her, and she's looking to get booked. You ladies want to hook up for a match and talk to your promoters. I got the information for her. You could reach out to her, and I will, you know, if it's here in Florida, I'm going to be the first presentado in the middle of there watching and cheering. I don't know who to cheer for, but I'll be the first presentado there going, oh, yay, boo, yay, boo. You know, hopefully I hope the heat don't come on me. You were my friend. No, you're my friend. Hey, I'm here to just support women wrestling. Hey, you never know. I want to ask this on a serious another question here that I always ask everyone. This is one of the questions I love to ask. I got the pencil, I got the card, you know, and I'm gonna make a book. I'm gonna book you for WrestleMania next year. And it's a 2-nighter, so you could wrestle someone from the past, dead or alive, and someone currently. Who would that be dream matchup at right now for Jalen Height? For this upcoming WrestleMania, who could I book you for? And it could be anyone from any promotion. Doesn't have to be. Oh, I have to stick with the anyone. It's WrestleMania. I'm the booker. I'm gonna pay them to come wrestle you.
Not like she's not too much of the past, but because I think she's still wrestling. But definitely Melina. Me against Melina.
Nice.
Especially with my dance background, and especially how flexible she is, I feel like it would be similar. I wouldn't say similar, but I would compare it to her match with Beth Phoenix at I Quit match at Extreme Rules.
Ooh.
I feel at it and like
nice. Let me ask this there. Would it be a stipulation match or just a straight up match? Would you like to do a gimmick, a stipulation match? I Quit, tables, ladders, and chairs. You know, what would any? Let's be a little frisky.
I would do last woman standing.
Ooh, nice. Last woman standing. Let's go. Wow, you really are gonna knock the crap out of Melina. Really, you're really looking. Oh man, that's a good one. That's a good one there. All right, Chris, you got a question?
I apologize if you guys hear my neighbor moan his lawn, because that's what the sound is in the background, or it's a helicopter. But when we talked earlier about your wrestling journey, we kind of asked you, what was your introduction? Who are your favorite wrestlers, male or female? Who are some of your favorite wrestlers that you really idolize and you gravitate to? Maybe like now that you're in the, again, sorry if you hear that loud ass helicopter, but now that you're in the business, like, do you like, who's that one? Like, I want to not take their stuff, but like, it's inspiration. I looked up to you. Like, who are some of those people? Male, female, both, doesn't matter.
I'd like up to guys, I would have to say Jeff Hardy, The Miz, and John Morrison. Those would be like my top 3 on the guys who were I like because I love the type of heat The Miz gets. Like, I want to come out
super underrated. He doesn't get much love at all. Me and Kev talk about this on our weekly show all the time.
Oh really? But yeah, he's definitely one of them where like he just comes out and you already know he's gonna come and like just be obnoxious and everything. So like, I want that presence of like, oh, you hear my music and you're like, oh, this one's coming out now. Like, I want that. Like, I want the type of heat where like, although this might sound bad to say, like, I want the type of heat where like people get up and start cursing or like want to throw water, like want to throw drinks at me or something. Like, I want that type of heat. Like, I want them to truly hate me and love hating me.
You want that Dudley heat.
Right.
That Dudley, that Bubba Ray, ECW, when he come out, people despised him. They were like going crazy. Old ladies wanted to rip his eyes out, and people just wanted to hit him with a chair.
Yeah.
But in a control environment, I like that.
Another question. So, I love your energy. I love your vibe. I love your personality. You're really good at speaking, whether you don't like public speaking or not. You do very well at it. Now, that leads into this. When you talk about your strengths, is it your promos? Is it your in ring? Is it the psychology? What would be some of your strengths and some of your weaknesses that you feel personally?
Is it improv?
Yeah. Well, what are some of your weaknesses and strong? Because I can tell you right now, your promos you're really outspoken. You have the energy. You know what I'm saying? I bet promos are a little more natural for you.
They were. I'm gonna say that. They were more natural. They're more natural when I'm heel. When I get to just come out and just talk trash and whatever, that's when it just flows out of me. But when it's flipping it and being baby, that's when it gets me. That's
why is it? Because it's not like really. I don't want to say it's not really you, because you're really nice and you're really nice. Like, I would root for you. Like, it's not. Is it just because like maybe like you could? It's a little more. It's a little unnatural sometimes to maybe like hi. Like, no, like the story you were telling me earlier when you told that, hey, get off your phone. Like, no, that's because if I'm you, I'm telling, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like, is that fair? Like, the babyface side is just, it's a little more hard because it's maybe not naturally your vibe or how you are.
Yeah, no, being babyface is way harder because it's so easier to make people hate you than to make them love you. Because then how can I make you love me in like 2-3 minutes that I have while I'm coming out? Mind you, we had the 5-6 minute match after, but I had to get I had to gain your attention when I first come out.
Right.
So then if I'm coming out and I'm like, yo, like ha ha ha, whatever, I'm like high five, then like they're not feeling it. It's like it's just dead.
Yeah.
And now they're not paying attention or not. Me either just mocking them or confronting them right there, that gets heat.
Yeah.
Jaylah, let me add this to this.
Go.
You're like me. We both came from New York. When we went, I don't know about how long. I've been here now 20 years. When I first got here to Orlando, one thing that I didn't understand or I didn't grasp, when you walk into even 7-Eleven, Publix, hey, how you doing? Have a nice day. Hey, good morning. When you're in New York, you don't say nothing. You don't even say good morning. If someone comes up to you, ¿qué te quiere? What the hell you want? Like you got $1, got a quarter. Us New Yorkers, we're trained. Mind our business. When someone comes up, they're up to something. They want something. So that's why I think that doesn't like translate as a baby face, because the way we were brought up in our environment, our conditioning, don't, mind your business, but don't trust no one. And I think it's hard for us to translate that as a baby face, because we don't trust no one. And how we want them to trust when you don't trust no one and you don't want their trust because you don't know what they're selling.
Exactly.
So I identify when you mentioned saying it's hard for babyface and it's more natural heel. It's not, we're not heel New Yorkers or Bronx, but it's that when we grow up in those areas, you mind your business and you kind of like heel. If someone comes up to you, you stepping up like, yo, what's because you don't know what, they're trying to take you as a sucker or trying to put one over you. You can't have that. And I think that's why it translates well in and also the way you speak, realism, like, when you speak in your promos, you're like, yeah, what's up? Yeah, don't come and waste my time. I don't got time to be wasted. Am I in the right track with you there?
Yeah. You're hitting it like right on.
Awesome. I figured that out, and I was like, man, that's why I gravitate identifier to yourself with that just your character. Easy for here's the challenge. There is a lot of New Yorkers. There is a lot of New Yorkers, or wherever you are, a lot of Hispanic, Puerto Rican New Yorkers grew up. We're going to resonate that. I think the challenge is to get the world to gravitate to you now, to watch and want to know about that. And that's you. I think that's where you have to tell that story. And I think you're going to do it well.
Thank you.
That's that. Yeah, I can't wait. I can't wait to see that the way that is, because that's, again, your moniker says it. Who is this? The baddest of New York City. The baddest, like. And then when you speak, damn, you know what? I think when you speak, you're gonna stop people to command the attention. Like they like to call aura, and of course presentation, just coming out showing your promos. When you speak, people quiet. That you have that right track. Definitely keep it up, keep it going, keep it inspired. Because right now, I tell that to a lot of us that come on the show, and I like to follow everyone that's going to. It's gonna be, but I'm looking forward to cheer you on as a fan, as a podcaster, as hopefully, and probably a friend of the program, to cheer you on and watch your growth and in this industry for the next 30 plus years. I can't wait to be on this part and enjoy the journey. I'm totally am excited as well.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Chris?
Yeah, I'll do this for my last one, because we talked about earlier, and then we have some matches. We want to talk about your upcoming dates and all that stuff, your merch. When you talk about, you said you weren't necessarily branching out yet into like different states and different countries. What is that one country? Like, is it Puerto Rico? Is it the UK? Is it Japan? What is that one place that you would just love to put? If you gotta, hey, come here, you're packing your bags, where are you going? Is it in front of your people back in Puerto Rico, or do you want to maybe get a different scenery around a different culture? What would it be?
Right now,
I know this is always a tough one for people to answer.
And I mentioned it earlier too. Right now, my long-time goal, or like my main goal at the end of all of this, would honestly be to wrestle in Japan. Like, I want to go overseas with this. Like, I want to go elsewhere. Like, yeah, being in the States and all that would be really dope, and I would take every opportunity I get. But if I get anything outside of here, I'm definitely going out. First flight out, I'm out. I'm out. No hesitation.
Everyone says that. Everyone says that, Kev.
Absolutely. Why not? If you want to go to Japan, you got Stardom. You've got New Japan women out there. You got so many different wrestling companies out there. Mount Marigo. You get a 6-week tour. You don't know. You open up some eyes. You also learn a different style of wrestling. It's great to have a little bit of an arsenal, a little bit of everything.
Yes.
It's always good to know a little bit of everything and have that there, so you could adapt and be adaptable and always have a job. You could always make a living, yes, as a hardcore wrestler, fine, or a luchador, but then you want to have a little bit of everything. A little Yoshi style, a little strong style. It goes a long way there. And my question is, your current style right now, you consider yourself a luchadora, a hardcore, a grappler? Or what kind of style do you identify yourself currently right now that you're comfortable with?
Currently right now, I would have to be more striker. although I am starting to get into like more like my like fancy stuff or like my like springboards and all that, like I'm trying to open that up more. I would say definitely right now, definitely more of a striker.
Okay. Like that. There's some hard hitting strikes. Nothing wrong with that there. And then later on the submission holds come in. You know, as you start working with different promotions, you start meeting certain different bookers, agents, and other coaches, and you start learning a little bit of everything. You know, one thing, right, retain the good stuff from them, and all the negative and all the bad habits, just to dump it out and just grab and become an information, a sponge of knowledge. You know, those I like that. Now, let's see where Japan opens up, or all the other different places. Again, this is one thing is great because we're different wrestlers from different regions. We already see, you know, we'd love to see a Valentina Vasquez and you wrestle. So if she wants to come to Florida, you're looking for female opponents. That's one there. You also have Nahir Robles. You know, she's from Puerto Rico that travels up and down the East Coast. Haven't been in Florida for a while either. She expressed that she would like to wrestle in Florida. Maybe, you know, it's up to the promoters, you know, to book, make something happen. You're willing and able, and it'll be great for you to get it with different ladies in the ring. And these ladies are available for bookings. You know, reach out, network. You know, definitely. We definitely know that she's part of an Espiritu Pro in Puerto Rico. Maybe they want to invite you and have you a try there. So hopefully this program and this series just doesn't benefit us. We want to make sure you guys also network, get together, grow the independent scene. Especially us as a consumer are complaining that the big companies are costing too much money to go see the professionals. It's costing a lot of money. You know what? I wouldn't mind having an opportunity to, on a nice Saturday, Friday, or Sunday, go see you ladies, or the guys wrestle and get entertained a couple hours away, escape from everyday Monday to Friday life and get entertained by you guys in your love and passion. That's why we're passionate about having this conversation and to benefit and help you guys network. Because, you know, at the end of the day, we all together and we all love this art of professional wrestling.
Yeah, that's true. And I feel like especially now that's so important because like back then, like I didn't even know about independent wrestling. Like all I knew was like WWE, NXT, like Impact, like that's all I knew. And it's like now being a part of it, it opened my eyes to how big independent wrestling is.
And I think we're finding that out the more people we talk to. I mean, we've done so many interviews now at this point. The more that we talk to, it's like there are so many independent companies out there. And, you know, this will be my last question because I want to, now that we're on that, you know, again, like Kev says, we have a platform. We have a big social media platform. We want to help you guys just as much as you guys are helping us.
Right.
When it comes to the social media stuff, as an independent wrestler, especially, how important do you think that using the social media is to your advantage? When you see because when you see the independent wrestlers, Tommy Invincible from the Bronx, you know, big guys like that who are using the social media to their advantage to gain. That dude almost has 1 million subscribers, and he's still on. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, how important do you feel like using social media is to your advantage as an independent wrestler?
I feel like it's extremely important because this is how you build your fan base. This is how you gain people's attention. This is how you pretty much like make a living, but like this is how you get your bookings because people aren't, if you don't have any like proof or like any videos or like pictures and stuff, people don't really know what you're doing. People don't know what you're up to. It's hard to keep in touch with somebody if you're only posting like on your stories or something. So post and like reels and all that are very important. Like social media is very important when it comes to this.
It's almost a full-time job.
Yeah, because, you know, like Kev always says, like same thing goes to us too. We got a lot of people here. You never know who's watching.
That's true.
You truly never know who's watching. Kev?
And one thing I always tell everyone, as you can see on the graphic there, and you see the inkling, please, serious inquisition, please, on her email, because she has a lot of time on, you know, she doesn't have a lot of time for you to waste. If you know, not to just say her, if you're really going to email, please, for some bookings, from some showings, of course. That's one thing that I find challenging is asking for us to come on, because we have set a lot of invitations. We don't want to be creepy and pushy on the DM. So we respect that. We appreciate when you guys answer back, and of course, like, word of mouth would always help our program as well. And also, one thing that I always tell everyone, please, if you can't go to the show, easy, look at that logo, look at that shirt, that's fire. Pro Wrestling Tees, please check it out. The link is in the video. Buy a shirt, man. That's it's not going to cost you $50 and wait for it to come 6 months later like a WWE shirt or a mask. Buy a t-shirt. No, and then no shade. Buy a shirt. Help them with that, because they have a 9 to 5 and they're wrestling, putting their bodies on the line, and they go train. They go work out. That costs money. Help them, support them. You're part of the journey. You waste money on Starbucks, that it's overpriced coffee, a t-shirt. You could wear the t-shirt all the time representing. So when you do see them on NXT, and when the lights go out and they're in the balcony, say Jalen Heights has arrived, you have the t-shirt from when they were in the indies. And there you go. The baddest, not the glamorous one, the baddest one has arrived to NXT. So let's go with that. Let's do this. Putting it out there, man. Words have authority. So we put it out there in the universe. Jalen, anything can happen.
That's true.
No, absolutely. So this was great. Hopefully we're more than welcome to return and as many times as you like. When I understand, just if you want to always come and podcast, tell us what you got going on. I know you have something coming up in a couple of weeks. Do you have anything this weekend to push? Any shows?
I have 2 shows coming up. I have June 19th at the House of Champions is Takeover. I'm going against Scotty Sosa. I had a match with her previous. We had a tag match together. Her ego got ahead of it, and I had to stop the taste out of her mouth. So now we're going to run this back, and I need to get my... after this match, depending who wins, it's #1 contender for the HOC Women's Championship. So...
Oh. And this
Finally going to have some goal around that waist, huh?
That's in Longwood. That's in Longwood here, the 19th? Yeah. Mándame la información. I think I might, depending, I'm going to look at the schedule. Yo creo que I'm going to be there. I think I'm going to go check it out. I'm definitely going to go there. I definitely want to go check it out, because you're going to win the #1 contenders. I want to be in the building. She's the #1 contender. She's coming for you, championship. Yeah. Definitely. There you go. Now you go. Let's go. Yeah. Always, when you have any of these shows, poster boards, we'll collaborate. Tag us. We're definitely, again, I tell everyone.
Both of us.
Yes.
Tag both of us. We'll both promote you.
Put our actions where our words are. We're telling you on camera. We're telling you not. Tag us. We'll promote. I usually take Thursdays and Fridays to promote your upcoming week. For anyone that comes on the show, they got a show. Go check it out. Especially now in Central Florida. You're back. You're in our backyard. Why not push someone in our home? In our backyard. And just let's go. And then be able. Hopefully, I'm able to go to the program and cheer you out, and hopefully then watch you win that women's title. I can't wait. Let's go. Absolutely. So we appreciate, guys. We appreciate her. Please like, subscribe, follow her on her social medias, but don't be creepy. Don't be a stalker. Be cordial. Be professional, or be a fan. But
be a normal human.
Yes.
It's that simple.
Yes, and definitely. And you know what? Is love to see that story. Love to see her story from the beginning here. And this is just chapter 1. Right. We know there's going to be many chapters left here, and hopefully we continue to tell those chapters on the Heal the Ring program with us here. So again, we want to thank you. First and foremost, I have to say this before we go off the air. How's Gizmo?
He passed like 2 years ago, but
sorry to hear that. We are dog lovers here. We babysit dogs. My wife hasn't watched dogs, and we dog lovers. So when I saw that, I had to put that on there. I didn't know, but no, that's okay. All right. So we appreciate everyone. Thank you guys for joining us. Again, check her out. Follow her. You can check our video. If you missed it, you want to get in contact us. We'll give you, for our email for bookings. Merch is in the video description. Promote, support, and de una vez más, gracias, 1,000,000. te veo pronto in one of these, and in the arena. I'm going to be like, hey, you remember it's BX Jedi? Let's go. You know, I'll probably have a big Puerto Rican flag there and all that. But we're going to run the outro. Don't go anywhere. We'll say goodbye at the end of the show behind the scenes. So appreciate everyone. This is the Heel of the Ring podcast on the Sports Jedi. Peace, like, share, subscribe, follow, and we'll see you next time. Remember, don't let life pin you. Always kick out. Always get yourself over. And until next time, lo vemos. May the sports be with you. Good night.